Succession planning mistake number 6, the failure of the owner president to lead the key persons in preparing a business plan for the coming year, as well as identify long-term goals for the company. Again, we get back to communication with the key people. So you kind of work together to see, you want to find out from your key people, what are their recommendations for the company to become more profitable? What are their recommendations? What should be done differently in the company? Get the input. Now, as a business owner, part of a management training, I got to tell you, if you ask for input, you should go out of your way to implement some of their ideas and not just say no, 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 no. That happened with me in Square Food Service. I went into the company saying, I was in charge of their accounting department. There were 10 people. I said, I like your ideas. What can we do differently to make the company operate more efficiently? After 1 month, I got 0 response. I met with each person individually then. I said, in your department, what can make your job better, easier, more efficient? They said, well, I've made suggestions before, and nobody ever did anything. Well, I said, well, tell me, what would you do? So it's kind of interesting. I went into the accounts receivable. They said, you know, every morning we make a copy of our checks, every morning. And then every afternoon we're posting the checks. Why are we making a copy of these checks and spending all this time? We just get the check in and post it on our accounts receivable. I go, that's a good idea. Why don't we start doing that? Well, I cut their time in half, and they had data processing help them on credits because the ladies doing the accounts receivable didn't have time for that. So that freed up the data processing person so the accounts receivable people could efficiently record the income and not have to make a copy of a check. Accounts payable is the same thing. We spend all morning making a copy of the check, and then we write on the copy of the check how to code, or the invoice. We make a copy of the invoice. We write on then that copy what account it goes to, and then we post it. Okay? We had 2 people working there and a lady part-time, and she was going to retire. We thought we'd have to get a 3rd person in that department. They stopped making copies of the checks every morning, freed up the time, and when the lady retired, we didn't have to replace her. Your people have the answers. It's called empowerment. I've always believed in that. You go to the people that you work with, and they know what their job is involved, and they know where they're having problems. If you go to your people, that's where you're going to get your answers, how to make their job easier, more efficient. And you got to give them a benefit of the doubt. Sometimes they come up with off-the-wall ideas, and you can't just slam them and put them down or whatever. You have to be tactful. You have to work with them. But you have to try to implement something. Because I really believe that collaboratively, if you work with your team, you can get a better result.